Hello, everybody. Welcome
What
to
is
Big Dudes
up?
in the Bowl season.
Big Dudes in the Bowl season. I like the name change.
Yeah, thanks for interrupting me while I was doing it. I appreciate it. It's really
Anytime.
nice.
Yeah, it's what I do.
I wish you would do that more often. It'd be great for everybody.
You want me to? I can.
Sure. I mean, you're going to anyway.
Yeah, I mean, that's going to happen. So,
I am Doug. That was Tug talking, and the silent one over here is Bug. What are you doing,
Hello.
man? How you been?
It's been a day. It is. Let's just say that it's been a very long day. I'm glad to be doing this
Oh, you know
though.
what?
it's been a long week.
What fixes
Also that.
days like this is talking about football.
And a
which is
lot
what
of
we like
it.
to do around here. We have a lot of football to talk about. Insane amount of football to talk about.
Absolutely.
Including a game that's going on literally right now, but we'll get to that when we get to it, because in the meantime, we have some games to review as well. If you'll notice, we didn't do a show Monday. It's the holiday season. This is actually going to be our last show of the year as well, which
Get up for it.
sounds crazy, but I mean, it's Christmas. It's Christmas. So we're doing Christmas with people and not with...
I love how you just said that 3 different ways.
You're welcome. Hope you enjoyed all 3 of them.
You'll
in the
see
meantime,
the
that means
blizzard on my back.
We need to talk about every bowl game there is. What the hell is that?
That's
Dorito.
a lizard.
He's
That
got.
was on
What
his
the
back.
hell is even that?
I gotta put him up. He's ready to go to bed. That's why he's hiding on my back. He's wanting to get away from the light. But I'll be right back.
Okay. Oh, jeez. In the meantime, yeah, so this is the last show of the year. We will be back to talk about the national championship games.
Reluctantly.
That we will talk about. Only one of which I will be watching, but up to y'all. If you want to participate in the bullshit system that is
I haven't looked at
FBS
y'all's picks.
Invitational.
I haven't looked at y'all's picks, but I hope they reflect exactly what my picks reflect.
I think I said what my picks were going to be, and I
We
forgot
all
them.
did.
And so I'm going with what I felt at the time.
Yeah,
I missed what you said, but I'm still fully on board with just boycotting. And
I mean,
That's
I
effectively
just
what he
said
said.
we will be back for the national championships, plural, but we will only be watching one of them. So the rest is up to y'all to decide.
fair. Very fair.
But before then, we got to talk about every single bowl game. Some of them have already happened. We'll be reviewing our picks for those, which we luckily made all of those picks the last time we were live. Crazy how that works. Also, the semifinal games, which we haven't reviewed yet because it's been a whole week and we haven't talked about this and we haven't been live.
Good
So,
Lord. That was
the semifinal games.
2 heart-racing games for 2 totally different reasons.
Well, I mean, kind of. But let's go ahead and dive in to... I mean, I guess we can pull up the rules if you want to.
Go past the rules. The rules don't matter no more. It's all made up and the points don't matter.
This isn't who's line
The
is it
points
anyway.
do fucking matter, and I'm in the lead.
You just want to flex the 0.69 again.
Yes, I did. Very much so. But we have semifinals to talk about before anything else.
Don't talk about
Yes.
There we go.
playoffs. You kidding me?
There it is.
Now we're
There
able
it
to
is.
talk about playoffs.
Playoffs?
So, first game of the weekend,
Playoffs?
Albany, South Dakota State.
No, this was South
Oh.
Dakota State versus
The practice
itself,
squad.
apparently. Yeah.
Yeah.
59.
So it's a thing that happened.
Mhm.
You know, Greg Gatsu, he was I fucking butchered his name, I know.
Yeah.
He was one of our coaches of the year, but man, I don't think anything could have prepared him or his team for what they went up against in South Dakota.
Yeah, he said immediately after this, it was a very eye-opening experience of how far Albany needs to come to actually compete for national championships.
That's putting it mildly.
Yeah.
I mean, this just proves in his semifinal matchup exactly what we've been saying all year. South Dakota is on a different level right now. It is unreal
South
what
Dakota
they are doing.
State.
Yeah, South Dakota State's on
Yeah.
a different level.
Yeah, the University of South Dakota is on the next level on their couches.
Look, it's to the point where I don't even think of the Coyotes when we talk about South Dakota.
That's bad because they made it to like the
I know.
finals, the second
that's-
round at least.
That's how many headlines the Jackrabbits have been making.
That's
If-
sad. Pay
if
attention
only-
to the other schools in your state, dude.
If
There's
only
two.
they could have signed athlete Tommy Running Rabbit, this would be absolutely perfect.
But you know the school that did sign Tommy Running Rabbit?
Yeah, there it is.
Yeah. Montana
Grizz.
won a fucking thriller and a half here against
I
North Dakota State.
I feel justified taking North Dakota State with how that game went. I am not upset with losing in double overtime.
I didn't think you were.
No, I know.
didn't think you were wrong at the time. I just was making fun of you for trying to justify it in bullshit ways instead of just saying that you wanted it to be the Dakota marker again.
You've heard how I've justified my bowl picks thus far,
Yeah,
including making an incredibly horrible joke, which, by the way, I was right on that.
yeah. you
Not
were.
for the
Fuck you.
joke. No,
Uh,
not for
I was technically fucking right with the joke, too. Leave me alone.
Yep, he was very, very correct in every way with that one. Moving, not
And
thinking
yet
about that
somehow-
anymore.
and yet somehow also very, very wrong.
Again, moving on. So, special teams showed up again for the Grizz. Couldn't have won this game without special teams. And North Dakota State, I don't know if there's anything you can say negatively about either team here. It's kind of just a heaping praise on everybody situation here.
The only thing
Double
I would,
overtime. It came down to a missed 2-point conversion. I can't blame anybody here, you know?
but they ran the same play that month. That's really my only gripe is they ran the same play that Montana ran to score their 2-point conversion. You got to get a little more creative than that. And when I'm nitpicking your play calling on a 2-point conversion in double OT, I think you did pretty good.
Yeah, I mean that's right. Right. That's kind of where I'm at as well.
Yeah.
Like, yes, I saw a lot of people actually criticizing that play call. And there is an element of do what got you there. You got there though is still incredible. Unseeded North Dakota State, who not everybody, but I did kind of leave for dead after
You
their
are
game
everybody,
against South
so.
Dakota State and South Dakota. I'm big enough to be everybody, but I am not literally everybody.
I think the biggest thing that everybody forgets is that North Dakota State does have that winning culture there. They didn't have all the pieces, but there is something to be said for the culture that's been built around that program, and it kind of manifested in just how much they were able to do this year, despite some of their clear deficiencies. And I mean, they overcame a lot of it. They were unseeded. They took the number 2 team in the country to the wire, and man, you know, Montana with that home field advantage, I think played a big role. I'm very curious to see what Montana is going to be able to do against South Dakota State and vice versa at a neutral site down in Frisco.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Dude, it's going to be incredible. So, just to set the stage for that a little bit, the Jackrabbits are going for back-to-back national championships. Last year was their first in the FCS, at least, and they have a chance to go back-to-back. Pretty incredible. The Montana Grizzlies are going for their third ever national championship and their first since, I believe it's 2001, if I'm not mistaken. It's been a little while since they've won, and I'm sure they're hungry for it, as grizzly bears tend to do. They hibernate for a while, and they're right back to feeding.
You give me a grizzly bear versus a jackrabbit, I know where I'm voting. I'm not saying that's where this is going in this one, but
I don't know. A rabbit, you can outrun a bear usually, at least like for short distances and get away, you know?
Yeah, but when there's 11 bears in front of you,
Yeah, but there are
There's-
going to be 11 jackrabbits, and you only need one to get around the bears to get in the end zone.
If Montana pulls it out, it will be South Dakota State's first loss since September 3rd of 2022 against Iowa
you just
in a 7-3 game.
with no touchdowns.
You
Yeah.
just brought on the Jenks, by the way.
It was the Iowa touchdown, which is a field goal and 2 safeties. It's incredible.
Was it really?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, it was.
Holy
That-
fuck, it was.
That was the game where all of our eyes were opened to exactly how good Iowa's punter is.
God, and that was last year.
Right. Oh, man.
Anyway,
So,
let's hit it.
Looking forward to a great FCS National Championship game here. South Dakota State, Montana. Going to be awesome. I'm glad we got a little bit of a mix-up and not another Dakota marker because that would have been back-to-back. Actually, 4 Dakota markers in 2 years is too much Dakota marker for me, I've discovered.
I agree.
Unlike the FBS, we actually have what I see as the 2 best teams in the country right now going to the national championship, almost like what a national championship is supposed to be.
It's crazy. It's almost like there's a system that works that is, repeatable.
That's so weird. Who would have thought that having a playoff that's pretty inclusive and takes into account like championships and also like a good number of at-larges generally produces results that people agree with?
And it's
Kind
possible.
of crazy.
And there were only 2 blowouts instead of our standard 1 and probably the championship game being a blowout too. So, I mean,
This is the first playoff in a long time where we've had 2 shutouts performed by the same team, though, with South Dakota State shutting out Albany. And who did they shut out in the second round? I don't even remember. They were irrelevant. So it's been too long.
There's
since I
been
looked at
3.
that.
Oh, was
There's
it
been at
Mercer?
least
I
3.
feel like it was Mercer.
It was Mercer.
Probably.
There's been at least 3 shutouts because SIU shut out. It wasn't. Nichols.
Well, I'm saying
it was.
I'm
Nichols.
saying
They shut out
from
Nichols.
I'm saying 2 shutouts by the same team in the same playoffs.
Right.
That's the
But my
first time
point.
in a while. It has happened before, but it's been a long time.
My point. There haven't been a ton of shutouts in general, and we had 3 already this year.
Right. Right. 41-0 against Mercer, and then 59-0 against Albany in this fucking semifinals. Holy
Combined
shit.
100-0 in 2 separate rounds of the playoffs.
Golly. So South Dakota State's your favorite.
As they should be.
They are good.
Moving on to bowl season. So this is not just the FBS. We do have one FCS bowl, which is the HBCU National Championship. But before we get there, let's talk about the Myrtle Beach Bowl, one of the only bowls without a company sponsor, which ought to change.
Bug, I got to ask you. How does it feel to have Ohio not let you
felt
down for
so
once?
good to not be on the bad side of Ohio. And look, as soon as Doug said they lost all those players, I was like, that means exactly the opposite of what you think it means because it's bowl season. And I felt a little confidence they were going to do well. They had a freshman running back score 5 touchdowns and run for like 600 I don't think it was exactly 600, but he ran for a fuck ton of yards. He like
17,843 yards.
Quadrupled his season total in that one game. And that's not an exaggeration.
Yeah. So
Ohio's
that's fine.
not going to miss Curtis Rourke too long. I think they got a good set there. I think they got a good depth.
Well, here's the thing. He's been injured so often that they don't miss him already.
That's and
so I went with Georgia Southern because it felt like it, and I was wrong. That's all you can do
that's
in
fair.
these situations.
Welcome to bowl season, Doug. I'm catching you.
Yeah.
All right, let's paste that back open real quick.
The HBCU National Championship, and we have the SWAC winning for the first time in a very long time.
This, I think, is the
Celebration Bowl.
SWAC's only second
It's the
win
second win
since they've
9
instituted
years.
the actual Celebration Bowl.
Or second
I
win
mean,
in
it's
7
kind of-
years, 8 years.
Kind of
I don't know.
insane. It was Howard, which felt like a huge upset for them to be there in the first place.
Well, it was.
And look,
literally was.
they were in control of the game in the first half. Florida A&M made the adjustments that they needed to and was able to not just take back control but maintain it through the rest of the game. Every time Howard looked like they were going to come back into it, Florida A&M had an answer and just kept extending the lead a little bit more until it was out of reach here.
But the Rattlers get it done, and I'm on the board. It's a good feeling.
All right, there we go. We got everybody on the board here.
Next up, the R&L Carriers New Orleans Bowl.
Go Cox.
Jacksonville State gets their first ever bowl win in program history.
This is the start of a string of non-standard things for us where we all pick the same team in bowl season and they win.
Yeah. Doesn't last long, but then it picks up again. So just hold your horses, because I decided to pick Miami in the Avocados from Mexico Cure Bowl.
When Appalachian State plays, weird things happen, like a 13-9 score.
What's even crazier, though, Appalachian State scored 13 points. There were 11 fumbles.
Yes.
And Miami scored 9 points. So fumbles, there were more fumbles than Miami points in this game. That's brutal.
I saw somebody report that there was 13 total fumbles. I'm guessing there was a couple self-recoveries in there.
Maybe.
Either way, because I looked at the stats. I'm the one who reported the 11 because I looked at the stats and I added them up. Absolutely.
I mean, I saw that from other sources as well, actually. I saw that on somebody put it on X. And
I mean, I'm bad at math sometimes too. I said 27 minus 5 was 12 the other day. So,
that's close enough.
You're within 10.
Not for what I was doing.
Correct.
You're within 10.
I did have one number correct. That's right.
Look, this game was wet and wild, and
yeah, it was.
It was soaking. It was dripping wet.
The reality here
is very moist.
I will take every opportunity to say, stop dropping my baby sister.
See, now that you said that, it's really creepy that we were talking about wet and moist and shit before that.
You knew where I was going with that.
You can't bring up the baby sister when we're making sex jokes. You gotta think about the context here.
Stop dropping the coach's baby sister.
That's worse. And that's worse than my joke about Marshall.
No.
Moving on.
No, it's not.
It is very much not. Moving on. The unpronounceable company, New Mexico Bowl.
Iletta.
No. It's
just goes, no, denied.
It can't be Iletta. It's not allowed to be. It's against the rules.
Isleta?
Also against the rules, apparently, is New Mexico State getting a bowl win. Fuck that too.
Yeah.
I think they just need to change their name. That's what I vote for.
I agree. Fuck whatever result company
new
this
name
is.
pending.
Change it. Yeah. Change it.
But Fresno State did beat New Mexico State. I will say this was really crazy. This was not at the Caesar Superdome. I didn't change this one because I loved that so much. This was in this game happened at the University of New Mexico, which is New Mexico State's biggest rival. Now, if you'll remember that game in the regular season, Diego Pavia was caught peeing on the practice field.
As one does, I don't see the problem.
Ahead of that rivalry game. Therefore, New Mexico decided that New Mexico State was not allowed to use the practice facility for this game. So Jerry Kill was pretty pissed that they were not given the foundations.
Hold on. How the fuck is that even legal?
I don't know.
That's bullshit.
Well, it's Bulldog shit because the Fresno State Bulldogs cleaned it up.
That's such fucking bullshit.
They also did not piss on the practice field.
That is true. That is true.
I understand pushing out some type of punishment for Diego Pavia, but to just completely flip, like you should not be able to host the game once you make a determination like that because you're clearly discriminating against a particular team. I'm not counting this as a loss. This is bullshit. A protest.
You're just trying not to count the loss. It still counts as an L. It sucks what happened, but it happened.
Bullshit. This is bullshit, which is very different. All right, moving on. That joke sucked. The Starco Brands LA Bowl, hosted by Gronk for some reason.
It was.
At SoFi Stadium. And UCLA wins. And then
There it is. There's the bowl comeback starting. The 1-0 selection.
Most importantly in this game, though, of course, Bug's going to pull ahead here. Who the fuck cares? We all knew it was coming. The most important thing about this game, though, was the post-game press conference by Chip Kelly, where he gave a legitimately good answer to what needs to happen to college football. And if we don't make Chip Kelly the commissioner of college football, we're doing something wrong.
Approved. Blanket approval. I don't need to hear it. I trust Chip Kelly. He was so fucking bad at the NFL, and he's been so amazing at the college level. Even though he hasn't been as great in his return, UCLA really fucking sucked. Give him a little bit more time.
He's
just
got him to finish his third season. Next year is where I'm expecting the UCLA jump.
And he got him to 7. I mean,
maybe not because they're going to the Big Ten, but that would be where I'm
pump the brakes on
expecting
that
the
a little
jump.
But he got him to 7-5. Look, I'm
8-5 with the bowl win. It's pretty impressive.
Yep.
So what did he say?
He went on like a 2-minute rant about how football needs to be separate from the NCAA.
Agreed.
We need to get away from this realignment, moving every sport to the new conference. He was like, why the hell is UCLA softball going to be going to the Big Ten when you have a historic softball rivalry between UCLA and Arizona? Keep the West Coast teams together. Other than football, break football away from everything because it's the money driver. So if you can fund every other sport as it is, let's have football have its own regulations, its own TV deals, and its own conferences separate from every other sport so that we can do this appropriately. And also, he said we need to break it into more divisions because it's not fair to call somebody spending UCLA type money, pit them against a school. He didn't give Memphis as an example, but let's use Memphis as an example.
Even Boise State. Who they play in this bowl game.
Right. Boise State does not have the resources to legitimately compete with UCLA in terms of facilities, in terms of coaching staffs, just the sheer salaries they can afford. And he was like, and we're going to have to start paying players very soon. The writing's on the wall. Everybody sees it. So let's get the teams who can afford that at the highest level, get them together, and then have a couple of tiers. He said, let's have like 68 of the top teams in their own division, separate from the NCAA. Let's have the next 68 in their own tier. Let's have the next 68 and the next 68 or so. And that's your top division or whatever, but there's like 4 national championships, so the teams with equivalent resources can compete with each other. And then let's have one TV contract for each of those. So instead of the Big Ten and the SEC fighting against each other for networks and for revenue, let's have the teams that are already at the top of the resource chain. Let's share revenue across all of them so that we don't have any more bitching about who has more money at the end of the day, because everybody at the same division level is going to have the same resources. Every word he said made a ton of sense.
Yeah. No, I'm down with it.
2.5 minute rant.
And to go back to the conference thing real quick, and I don't want to spend a ton of time here, but hockey already does this. And I get that hockey's not the money driver. I get that it is very small in terms of popularity when it comes to collegiate athletics. It's at least 4th, if not lower, right?
But so the only caveat I'm going to throw there is it is growing.
Fine.
Sure.
The point is, Western Michigan is not in the fucking MAC for hockey. They're in a completely separate conference that only exists for hockey. So, I don't understand. And you've got teams like Navy, like Army, who are joining the American as football-only members. I don't understand why we are so hell-bent on all sports have to be in the same conference. I get it helps all of our tiny little peanut brains keep things straight, but come on. This was the argument from the beginning. It's great that conference realignment helps football as much as it does, but you're right. Softball, baseball, they're fucked. Basketball is not going to be doing so hot anymore either. Start going down the line, because then you get into some of the more obscure sports, we'll call them, like rowing and crew teams. They're going to have to stay in whatever fucking conference they were. Yeah. Thank you. They're going to have to stay in whatever fucking conference they were in, because the Big Ten probably doesn't fucking have those, because, oh, by the way, most of those schools are fucking landlocked. Like,
well, Minnesota definitely has a rowing team. Fucking PJ Fleck all the way, baby.
And I like what you're saying, and I'm just gonna shed a little devil's advocate here for hockey. The reason that the NCHC exists and Hockey East exist as your primary hockey-only conferences, you have a couple other minor ones out there, but it's because a lot of these big conferences don't sponsor hockey. SEC never sponsored hockey. The MAC doesn't sponsor hockey.
Okay.
No.
I understand that.
I agree with what you're saying.
That
I think that's the way it
Doesn't
needs to
change the
go.
argument at all.
No, it really doesn't. Fucking Notre Dame's in the Big Ten in hockey to prove your point. Like,
Exactly.
they make it up as they go. Notre Dame doesn't really know what's
And they're in
going
the ACC for everything else because the
Yeah.
ACC also doesn't have hockey. Like,
And they're in a different conference for football, as in no conference.
no
for football.
conference.
No, they're
So-
in the ACC with an asterisk. Okay, let's call it what it is.
I mean, I've been calling it that for years, and you've been correcting me the other way. So fuck you.
Yeah, but I'm finally coming around because I'm starting to really get annoyed that Notre Dame is. That might
Since when?
say
That's been my stance for like a decade.
They've been in one
you're gonna
ACC
enjoy this.
championship and they fucking lost.
Sheesh.
Just saying.
I'm starting to get annoyed with it
Fuckers.
as I play NCAA 13, and Notre Dame's conference prestige is an A+, and I'm like, what conference?
Yeah.
It is EA. Don't ever forget that. You can suck NCAA football by EA Sports nuts all
calm
fucking
down.
day.
I've
Remember, it's
Memphis-
still made by E EA.
I've got Memphis coming off 2 back-to-back national championship
Yeah,
wins
and
2
I'm
Big 12
undefeated with the
championship
Bears
wins.
in Madden, but it doesn't mean that the game's fucking good.
I've won 14 straight national championships with Ohio State and Retro Bowl College.
I
So
know,
fuck
dude.
you.
Have you gotten any word back from Iowa?
No.
Oh, good. That means you're still in it.
You're still officially in the running.
The Radiance Technologies Independence Bowl. Let's fucking move on, please.
Yeah, wreck 'em, whatever. Move on.
So Texas Tech. Cal decided not to play. Texas Tech decided to play. That was really cool of them. We appreciate it. At least Bug and I do.
Yeah, I was gonna say 2 of you do.
And this is the fuck you tug for your inconsistencies. Also, great Big 12 ACC battle. Looking forward to that going
Oh
forward.
my god.
The famous Toastery Bowl, the best fucking bowl ever.
I kind of want to go to
Love
North
this
Carolina
shit.
just to go to a famous toastery now.
So I have a defense for myself for picking the or when I put the quarterback nugget on. I looked at our PNG logos. We didn't have the linemen in the PNG logos.
Yeah, it's called Google. Ever heard of it?
Yeah, but you know where I'm getting this information. You built it.
Go back a slide. Hold up. We got to talk about this because the famous Toastery Bowl was incredible.
This is the first time
Old
we've had a
Dominion.
comeback.
Old Dominion was up 28-0. And then Western Kentucky came all the way back, forced overtime on a blocked field goal, and then in overtime blocked Old Dominion's field goal. They ended the game by blocking 2 Old Dominion field goals.
The
Beautiful.
big man, the big nugget himself is the reason
And-
this.
And then Western Kentucky players got to celebrate by rubbing toast on each other. It
That
was beautiful.
that sounds weird. That concerns me
If
for
you
other
watched it,
reasons.
you know what I mean.
I don't know if I
don't
want
wanna know
to.
what you mean. Yeah.
You should look it up. It's wonderful. There was a guy doing snow angels in a pile of toast.
What
It
what was the weird
glorious.
stat that came out? This is the first time that Western Kentucky won.
This is Western Kentucky's first ever bowl win when they were down by 28 in a bowl that was supposed to be in the Bahamas, but got moved because of a weather event and got renamed to the famous Toastery Bowl.
It's so true.
All right. Scooters Coffee Frisco Bowl. The winning coach here, Jeff Traylor, got a cold brew dumped on him instead of Gatorade.
All
I
right.
love it.
I
I'm
can
ready
get
for
on
the
with that.
Duke's Mayo Bowl. Goddamn,
You're right.
bring it on.
Grow up. Quit fucking gagging at mayonnaise, dude. Grow a pair. Holy shit.
Shit's
UTSA won
disgusting.
this game. Actually, relatively decisively. It looked closer than it was in the first half, but then UTSA came out and put an end to that shit. Also, Frank Harris was unable to play He's been dealing with injuries, honestly, for the past 3-4 years, but didn't go for this one. We have seen his last game as a Roadrunner already. Sad stuff. Also, this was his 7th year in college football, so at some point,
Bad time to move on.
get a job. But we love watching Frank Harris play, and I will miss him a lot on the Roadrunners. But that's all the bowl games that we've seen so far. Now we do have new standings, including the semifinals as well. Yeah, I'll give you. I guess that would be your reaction. Not bad. 7-4 for you so far. Feels accurate. But me,
I don't come back in the bowl season.
Oh,
You gotta let this play a second. This is too great.
let me turn it down a little bit, and we got to be able to talk
Okay.
over it, Elmer. We're fucked. Because if we're not talking over it, we'll get fucking pulled for DCMA.
Buck is definitively coming back. He's the underdog of all underdogs. He's going to fucking win this thing somehow.
I
don't think it's possible. I also think you'll find a way. I don't know how.
You need to make me a promise that if somehow Bug doesn't come back, we get the picture of Apollo Creed
Oh,
in Draco.
Whoa.
Jeez.
whoa.
Jeez.
Calm down there, buddy.
Jeez. All right, that was worse.
Oh,
than
come
Buck's
on. One was a movie. The other was a real event that turned into
And
a movie.
also a movie.
One
All
was
right.
inspired
Red
to-
Book, baby.
One was inspired by hatred for communists. There's a difference.
We don't know the reason for the other one.
Oh, yeah.
The roofclaim.com Boca Raton Bowl is going on right now, and it's going pretty well for Bug and I gotta say.
Like,
It is
man, I
21-0
wanted to take
USF.
USF, but I was like, I got to take something different here because I knew you guys were both going USF.
Yeah, that's understandable.
Fair.
Here's the thing, though: Syracuse is starting a tight end at quarterback, so
It's worked for the Saints.
fair. But this guy just threw an interception, so I don't think it's working for the Orange, unfortunately.
Let
it
me
is
guess.
entertaining,
Bug and
though.
I went GT. Doug, you went UCF.
No.
Ah!
The Union Home Mortgage Gasparilla Bowl
I
in
love
Raymond
the
James
Gasparilla
Stadium.
Bowl.
We're all going Georgia Tech here. I thought about going UCF. I just love what Georgia Tech's done this season, and I don't want to lose points to you guys. So
There was 0.00 chance I was taking UCF.
we all know.
I
We knew
kind of
that.
hate it. I kind of hate it.
Yeah. The Birmingham Bowl, sponsored by 76 in Birmingham, Alabama, of course. Troy is practically playing a home game here, even though they're
Yeah.
the visiting team against Duke, which I don't know how much of this Duke team is going to be playing in this bowl game. The Duke team that we saw in the regular season anyway.
A large reason why I'm going with Troy here. Duke hasn't been the same after that injury to Riley Leonard. He's already in the transfer portal, so he cannot play.
Well, he's already at Notre Dame, so
Yeah,
even better.
Oh, what a traitor, man. Either way,
Yeah, not like he's going to suit up for Notre Dame this bowl season,
not in the
or
bowl
anything, but he's
season,
like, yeah.
but
yeah.
but no, looking at all the other transfers, I got to go Troy here.
I promise we will have different picks eventually, but not for this one. We're all going with the Trojans. I have really enjoyed watching Troy play the last couple of seasons.
This
It's
one
awesome
is
to see him.
yeah, this is probably my most football analysis here in bowl season. Duke's just falling apart as the year's gone on.
Yeah,
It's
definitely.
really hard to go with them.
You know who's not been falling apart as the year goes on is Arkansas State. Fell apart at the beginning of the season and really turned things around in a big way. Actually getting to bowl eligibility, even after losing to Oklahoma by 40 bajillion to negative 40. Insane. I didn't know you could score negative points. Arkansas State figured it out. And now
It's because they're
champions.
champions of life, baby.
Yes.
I just felt like taking NIU. No good reason.
That's fair. We are talking about the Camellia Bowl, of course, in Montgomery, Alabama. Got to mention that. It is the 10th anniversary of the Camellia Bowl. Nice.
The champions of life are going to get something done. I have a feeling.
I can't believe you picked a Butch Jones coach team. I'm impressed with how far you've come.
I just like making fun of the champions of life. So, and it's really easy for me to cuss out Butch Jones. It's like in my nature. It's so easy to make fun of him that when they lose, if they lose this one, it's not going to hurt my feelings.
Fair. The Lockheed Martin Armed Forces Bowl in Fort Worth. Of course, this is where we were going to find the Air Force Falcons.
I have officially broken my contract.
Yeah. This is also where we find the JMU Dukes in their first ever bowl game. 11-1, and only made it because there were not enough teams made it to 6 wins, because that's how the NCAA works. We also have 1-5-7 team we'll talk about later, but JMU makes it to the Armed Forces Bowl to play Air Force. Founding father against the second to most recent branch of the military. Incredible stuff.
Look, I'm
ashamed.
Ashamed of me not taking Air Force. I like the way JMU stacks up against Air Force, to be completely honest with you.
Yeah, but like half the fucking team is transferring, and Kurt Signetti's already gone.
I've been hurt enough this year. At
Fair
least
enough.
if they hurt me this time, it's because they won.
So I do actually want to say something about the head coach situation for JMU, which I found fascinating. So they already made their hire. They got Bob Chesney from Holy Cross. I think it's a fantastic move. But they put a clause into his contract that I haven't actually seen before. I don't know if this is regular boilerplate language, and this is just the first time it's been public. But it was interesting to me. This got put out that JMU's new contract with their new head coach stipulates that if he leaves before they play in a bowl game, he will have to pay damages as outlined in a table.
I fucking love that.
So I do too.
I'm sure that is standard boilerplate language. It just usually gets covered by the hiring team when they buy out that contract.
Yeah, but I like it in principle. So
I'm agreeing with you, but I'm pretty sure there's no way JMU has to be the first team to come up with that.
Oh, you'd be fucking surprised how stupid some of these institutions are.
I know they're paying Jimbo Fisher 70 some odd million to not.
Oh no, you should just see how dumb some people at public universities are. Like, I know you didn't go to a real college, and I know that they have to pay a lot more to go to a private institution. Like
I went to a public institution.
Yeah. Okay.
Not really.
I don't think you understand how dumb people are at normal college.
I don't think you know how dumb people are at the academies.
One, that. Two, I work with them, so I still do.
There shouldn't be fucking remedial reading classes in university settings. I'll just leave it at that.
I'm pretty sure they had that at the academy.
Moving on, the famous Idaho Potato Bowl, of course, in Boise, Idaho. We're talking Georgia State and Utah.
The Idaho
State.
Potato Bowl's in Idaho? What?
I know. It is nuts. Playoffs. I'm taking Georgia State here because it feels better to me than taking Utah State, because I don't 100%. Like Utah State for some reason.
Utah State
I've decided
lost
that recently. I don't really like the Aggies.
Yeah, well, they lost to Memphis last year, and
cool.
You know, it wasn't a great game for them. I think they're going to have a better showing this year.
What? I was really waiting for you to draw that back into something relevant.
Something with Marshall?
No.
Were you just not listening last episode? I don't have a lot of reason for why I picked these things.
No, I understand.
Let me recap this.
I understand. My issue was I'm taking Utah State because they lost to Memphis last year. I was like, all right, come on. There's got to be something that loops this back.
That's it. The more you think about bowl season, the more fucked you are. I promise you. Find any reason unrelated to what is happening right now when you make your picks, and you'll be way more successful.
Right?
Duck was watching me make the picks, and I'm wondering if he was curious as I was picking them.
No. I'm following the new strategy of,
Fuck it.
sounds good. I'll go with that one. I'll go with that one. So for the 68 Ventures Bowl in Mobile, Alabama, I went for the Jaguars
I did too.
of South Alabama.
And South
Uh,
Alabama sucks fucking ass. I can't believe they actually made it to 6-6.
I can't believe you keep saying that, and they're like not bad.
They're fucking terrible. I'm going with the best
So's
directional
Eastern
school.
Michigan.
Yeah, but they're the best directional school in Michigan.
Okay, not a hard bar to clear. First of all,
Wait. No, I thought Western won both of those games.
Did they? Who fucking
doesn't.
cares?
Yeah. No,
Doesn't
Western's
matter.
the best directional school in Michigan.
And they're not bowl eligible.
And they're not bowl eligible. So
I know
move on.
Western has the Michigan MAC trophy, but Eastern made it to the 68 Ventures Bowl. So who really won here? That's
The team that won the rivalry games.
what you think. So
There is an argument with the team for the potential payout, but you never know.
look, if this were real life, are you taking the emu or are you taking a Jaguar? I know they're the Eagles, but they're Eastern Michigan universities. They're the emus. I will say Australia lost a war to emus.
I was just going to say,
So-
dude, they have to change their mascot to emus and go play a game down in Australia.
That would be
terrible.
interesting. That'd be a thing that happened if that happened.
It would. These are undeniable facts.
Next up, the SRS Distribution Las Vegas Bowl. Of course, take a wild fucking guess where this one's played.
San Antonio.
Wait a minute.
Close enough.
Caesar Superdome in New Orleans.
This is Utah Northwestern. This game, there will be some experimental technology, quote unquote, which the NFL has been using for fucking 2 decades at this point. They'll actually have communication devices in the helmets of a couple of players for this game
Yeah.
because Northwestern and Utah are trying this out. Which,
you,
if
God.
It's not
If this becomes a
experimental, it's
thing,
confirmed.
well, it's experimental for college football, and it's called experimental because it's not an official going to be a permanent thing yet. But it better fucking be. Get rid of the sign bullshit altogether. Anyway,
God.
it'd be
Look,
fantastic.
Michigan will
I
have to
actually-
find new ways to cheat.
I
They're
know.
going to start reading lips.
They've already figured it out. They're already cheating in multiple different ways already. Anyway,
That's why
You
they got
see the-
spy planes doing their flyovers.
Nothing.
fucking Jim Harbaugh already got a level 1 violation himself
Yep.
for some other bullshit, and
Yeah, that was the thing that he was suspended for 3 games at the beginning of the season.
yeah.
Look, you brought up the science, so I
Yeah.
have to say this now. It threw me off this year because I noticed it for the first time this year with the additional coaches on the sideline now running around with a big black screen. They used to just hold the signs up loud and proud.
No, the screen's been a thing for a little while. You just haven't paid attention.
Oh, fair enough.
Imagine that.
I'm making the biggest mistake of my life. I'm putting my faith in the Utes one more time. Also, I'm going to take it now with our first Big Ten team in the picks. Why is like every other bowl matchup for the Big Ten against the SEC?
Because the fucking committee who puts the shit together is probably run by ESPN.
Nah, fair enough.
So-
Okay, I'll buy it. Sold
But
it.
Northwestern has been one of the most surprising teams of 2023, and at least Bug and I are picking that to continue here, which would be very fun.
Yeah, I mean, who really saw Northwestern doing what they did this season with the departure of Pat Fitzgerald and all the drama that surrounded that? I mean, it's been an amazing year for him. It's hard not to ride with him right now.
Wait, hold up. Was that some legitimate football analysis in our bowl extravaganza? We need to move on quickly.
Yeah, do it.
Fucking up the vibe.
Thanks
Easy
for the win.
post Hawaii Bowl.
In this one, I'm taking the Chanticleers because Chanticleers.
That's cool. I'm taking San Jose State because I don't like Coastal Carolina after they got rid of Jamie Chadwell.
Have I educated you all on what a Chanticleer is?
Yes.
It's a cock.
It's a cock.
It's the biggest
that-
cock in the hen house.
That magic is just about fucking worn out. All right. I didn't even think I thought I was going to be just completely fucked because Jacksonville State did not look in control of their game. It took overtime. They had to fight all game. I can't put more faith in the Cocks.
Well, I will
time has
say,
come.
actually, a big benefit for the Chanticleers, in my opinion, is the picture that Coastal Carolina posted to their Twitter and then deleted after, like pretty soon after, of head coach Tim Beck on the beach with the entire dance team in teal bikinis. It was glorious.
Baby. So was that worse than Urban Meyer with whatever college student he was with in his bar?
One's a
Absolutely
staged
not
photo,
worse.
and one is I got caught.
One is fucking creepy. The other one is creepy fucking.
Hey, the 5-7 team we were talking about.
So this is the Quick Lane Bowl in Ford Field in Detroit. The Quick Lane Bowl has been a mainstay of Ford Field for quite some time now. A MAC team versus sometimes usually a Big Ten team. We get the 5-7 version of the Big Ten team this year. Bowling Green against Minnesota here. I'm going with the Gophers simply because I don't like the way Bowling Green uses their colors. That's my legitimate reason for picking Minnesota here. There are really decent options with orange, brown, and white that neither the Cleveland Browns nor the Bowling Green Falcons have ever been able to figure out. I want someone to do that color combination justice because it legitimately looks good if you do it correctly. But holy shit, nobody can figure it out.
I'm going with Bowling Green here because I don't like the way that Minnesota utilizes its football. Yeah, Minnesota utilizes its football team.
I'm going with Minnesota because it just means more. Oh, wait, that's the SEC. I'm still going with Minnesota.
I'm going with Minnesota because row the fucking boat, baby. The Surf Pro First Responders Bowl at Gerald Ford Stadium. Nope, not that Gerald Ford, the other Gerald Ford Stadium.
Gerald J.
This is Texas State's first ever bowl appearance. GJ Kinney got an extension to his contract. Hold the fuck up, dude. It's been one season of being decent. Give me a break. I like Texas State. I'm excited for them. Let me have this one.
You know what I'm excited for? EJ Warner playing for Rice next season.
Yeah, I know you
sucks
are.
that he's not in this one. Texas State fucking sucks.
Fuck you.
I got Rice because fuck it, why not?
Because it tastes good.
Maybe.
Next up, the Guaranteed Rate Bowl. Kansas at UNLV. Now, talk about a team who fell the fuck off at the end of the year. That would be.
Oh, sure. You'll bring that up for UNLV, but not for Air Force when we're doing their analysis. Huh?
Of course. Of course. I have double standards. I'm not
Don't
afraid
be a
to admit
turncoat
it.
for your own team.
Right?
I told you guys a long time ago when the bowl matchups were announced who I was taking.
I am aware.
I called you a turncoat then, too.
I'm picking Kansas here.
I am
because it's cool.
The Jayhawk looks
Kansas.
better than the rounded UNLV.
I heard somebody say rock chalk at a work function, and it reminded me how much I hate Kansas.
Valid.
That's solid.
I have to
Like,
admit.
I can't be mad at that.
All right. This is potentially the greatest bowl sponsor of all time. The Military Bowl presented by GoBowling.com.
That's beautiful.
Which will be held in Annapolis, Maryland. Virginia Tech against Tulane.
The green wave is rolling.
Tulane.
I would love to go with the Senior Military Academy of Virginia Tech. However,
They're not good.
However, they don't fucking count as a senior military academy.
They have a corps of cadets. I'll count it.
They have a
I actually
whatever.
think they do. I think they're listed in there now.
I don't
suck my nut.
believe it. I don't care. I'm not sucking anyone's nuts.
Except we're all sucking Tulane's nuts because we're all going with the green wave.
I like pistachios. That's green nuts.
God damn it. Virginia
The
Tech
Dukes.
is
The
on
best
Bowl.
bowl game in the history of bowl games.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Bank of America Stadium.
I just
We have
wonder,
North Carolina. West
are there
Virginia.
going to be more than 100 people present 17 minutes before kickoff, unlike this previous week's Carolina Panthers game, which, by the way, the Panthers fucking won like a bunch of goddamn assholes. But there were 115 people in attendance for that game.
You're still
I
in
would
first place by a
wager-
game because all the other teams are right there 2-1.
I would wager to say the Duke's Mayo Bowl is popular enough to surpass the Carolina Panthers. Also, Neil Brown and Mac Brown have been going at it in pregame speeches against each other. Been very exciting. Apparently, Neil, head coach West Virginia, was like talking shit. And then Mac's like, what the fuck, dude? That's very unsportsmanlike. And Neil's like, fuck you. We made a fucking bowl game. Let's go.
And Mac
I
Brown's super
love
old
it.
school, and he's going to be very upset whenever his team wins and he has to get mayonnaise poured on him instead of Gatorade. And I want to see an old man get mad because he got mayonnaise dumped on him instead of Gatorade.
All right. I would enjoy that very much. Yes. Neil Brown would be way too receptive to the mayonnaise. Mac would hate it so much.
See?
The DirecTV Holiday Bowl. Because football can be played in San Diego. This game proves it. It is possible. Louisville against USC. The Trojans are losing damn near everybody to the portal. Louisville's bringing in damn near everybody through the portal. This game's going to be a little bit nuts. One of these teams is excited to be here, and the other team feels like they're being robbed of their potential greatness, which never materialized because they actually suck.
Their potential greatness was robbed when Lincoln Riley wouldn't fire Alex Grinch after last season.
Yeah, their potential greatness was gone when they, I don't know, didn't play defense.
Yeah, basically what I said, yeah.
Yeah, but I said it differently, and therefore I'm right.
Or when they had to play a top defense. Crazy how that works.
Which Louisville has been one, so looking forward to that too. We'll see fucking third, fourth string walk-on quarterback get the start against Louisville here. So actually USC probably wins. That's how that would go. That's exciting.
Louisville does tend to play down to their opponent.
Right? That's what I'm saying. Texas Bowl up next. Texas A&M against Oklahoma State. I'm going with the Cowboys because fuck the Aggies. I'm on the fuck the Aggies train ever since New Mexico State let me down.
There's too much turmoil at A&M right now. Half their team's leaving. Without even going into the football aspects of it, Oklahoma State.
You can say that
Crazy
Mike
Frog isn't in here, but if he was, he would tell both of you how stupid you are. And that's why I'm going with Texas A&M.
He's an Oklahoma State fan.
Exactly.
I know. That's the best part of that comment.
Mike Gundy's son is transferring out of Oklahoma State. I wonder if that turmoil will counteract the turmoil at Texas A&M.
It is Gundy.
The Wasabi Fenway Bowl, not Wasabi, the plant or whatever. Wasabi, the like technology company. This is the second time this game will ever actually be played, though it is like the 5th annual Wasabi Fenway Bowl because they kept canceling it for COVID.
Fucking Boston, man.
Like
BC
this is
gets a home game and they're
Yeah.
gonna fucking lose too.
Badly.
and it's at 11 a.m. What the hell?
A future ACC rivalry in the making.
Oh my god, I love it and I hate it.
Oh, jeez.
This is the most money SMU is going to get out of the ACC for the next 10 years.
Correct.
And they have to play it in a baseball stadium.
against the team from Boston.
Right.
This is everything SMU fucking deserves. Fuck them. I hate that I'm picking them.
One of the worst baseball stadiums for football too, in terms of sight lines and everything.
In terms of the fucking benches, both benches have to be on the same side of the field.
Ask Michigan how that worked out.
No, that was the tunnel.
My point stands.
It does not stand. The Bad Boy Mowers Pinstripe Bowl in Yankee Stadium. That's right. 2 games in 2 baseball stadiums on the same day. This one down in the Bronx. I'm talking Rutgers against Miami.
Uru.
I'm talking the Pisons.
Dude, you gotta be careful. You gotta be careful. Tommy DeVito has a lot of those trademarked now.
Not that word individually. I checked. The fucking Pisons against the Miami Hurricanes, who have refused to be good since 2001.
I get you're mad that they flipped one of your recruits.
I'm not, actually, because that guy was all about the money, and I knew that all along, and I really wasn't expecting him to actually come to Ohio State because of that. I knew this was going to happen. What I'm actually pissed about is that Miami fucking sucks, and I hate them. That's
but they're playing the Piscataway YMCA, which good for them for making a bowl game.
They're playing the Greg Schiano Rutgers football team, which is a different breed. This is a team capable of winning more than 6 games at a time.
Not much more.
What Greg Schiano's all about.
Not much more than 6.
7-6 is the ceiling, and they're gonna hit it. All right, the Pop-Tarts Bowl.
R.I.P. Cheez-Its Bowl.
But now it's Pop-Tart Bowl. And
I think you guys are going to like my analysis on this one.
The official trophy for this is an edible giant Pop-Tart that the entire team's going to take a bite of.
That's fucking dope.
Throwing all football analysis out the window because NC State's a better team. This isn't on the CW, and I don't trust NC State when they don't play on the CW.
That is hard to argue. I have no counterpoint. I'm dumb for not picking Kansas State here.
Yeah, just
I did not consider that. That is very valid.
But I have watched Dave Doran break the NC State record for coaching wins on
the CW.
It was on ESPN.
What, like them talking about it, or was the game?
The game was on ESPN. Me and Doug are home with NC State.
I love it.
Yeah. All right, the Valero Alamo Bowl. I fucking hate this logo. It's not symmetrical, and it needs to be make an attempt at least. Fucking kiltered as hell. And Alamo and Bowl are not the same length word. It fucking drives me nuts. I'm picking Arizona because they're fun this year. Oklahoma's probably going to win anyway. Fuck this logo.
I hate you. Because I was looking at it, I was like, no, the overall picture looks symmetrical. I don't see the issue. And then you said because Alamo and Bowl aren't the same length. And I went, oh, God. And now I can't
never unsee it.
Yeah. So the stars is off center. And then
Stop it.
The fucking registered trademark shit on the side really fucks it up too, where you have this little doop of the white part, and it's gross.
I've come to expect that nowadays with a lot of logos, but the star is going to annoy me. I'm taking Arizona.
Why are you picking Oklahoma, Bug?
Because this asshole Dylan Gabriel is finally fucking out of there. Fuck him.
Big 12 conference preview here.
I fucking hate. I hate Dylan Gabriel. Fuck him.
He
This is
hates
not
Dylan
Big
Gabriel
12
because he was at
Just go to his
UCF. and
third
UCF
fucking
claimed
university.
Because UCF claimed the national championship.
I
Well,
don't even think
they
he was a
deserved it. They
quarterback when
earned
that
it.
happened. Either way, fuck him.
UCF earned the national championship. What are you
Fuck
talking?
off. We're talking about the Tax Slayer Gator Bowl taking place at Everbank Stadium in Jacksonville, Florida,
Okay.
between Clemson and Kentucky. Kentucky's not a fucking football school, no matter how many jokes we make about it.
They are a fucking rugby school, baby. Division I national champions. Let's go.
Maybe the football coach should go down that way and see if any of them want to play offensive line.
Or, I don't
Uh,
know, any of them want to fucking tackle for him because they're going to have a hard time doing that against Clemson. Fuck Dylan Gabriel.
All right. So I saw a video today, and I got to send it to you guys. Doug, you don't have Instagram, what makes it tough, but I can no longer call a crocodile or a gator anything other than a crocodile monster. And it's just the way the guy says it, it's hilarious.
That sounds like too much of a mouthful. I'm never going to remember it. So fuck you. It's a gator. That's what I say. Tony the Tiger Sun Bowl at the Sun Bowl in El Paso. Oregon State, Notre Dame.
Proud of you. You've
Doing something
gotten over
different.
your fear of taking Notre Dame.
I've never been afraid of taking Notre Dame. I just have usually refused to.
Well, I'm proud of you for getting over that too.
Oregon State lost their head coach. They lost the quarterback. They lost
All of their
I don't know,
coordinators.
a lot of shit. A lot of fucking shit. That's basically a brand new coaching staff, except for the one guy who stayed, who's now head coach. And Notre Dame is, I don't know. They're Notre Dame at least, I guess. I'm picking Notre Dame.
Sam Hartman is a future star in the next Hallmark movie where he's the hometown guy that never left home, is going to marry the chick.
Mhm.
He's going to be seeing all these movies all through the holiday season, practicing for his future roles. He's going to forget about football. And it's going to cost Notre Dame.
And then,
that's why Oregon
then
State's
Riley Leonard's going to walk in. Is that fucking Riley Leonard's music? And he's going to light it up.
I'm taking Oregon State because of everything you just said, Doug. But then I add in the fact that it's bowl season and none of that matters.
That is accurate. And it's the Tony the Tiger Sun Bowl, which means you probably ought to pick the team with orange as one of their colors.
Yeah, but the other color to that is blue, which Notre Dame also has blue.
And they have gold, which you could make an argument maybe better represents the sun than orange.
But not Tony the
colorblind.
Tiger.
The AutoZone Liberty Bowl is up next, which Bug and I will be at. Very much looking forward to that one.
Fuck yeah, we will.
It's an absolute
Memphis.
definition of a home game for Memphis here.
Yeah.
While
and
they
the
are
last
the
time this
visitors.
fucking happened, they fucking played Iowa State and fucking lost the same fucking game. Oh, David Montgomery ran all over him. It was very weird.
I had to
Very
pick
weird.
Memphis because I knew it would irritate you that we're all picking Memphis. I'm looking forward to that.
It's not going to irritate me. It's just I gotta say, like, I'm of course taking Memphis. I don't feel confident in this one at all because Iowa State's going to find a way to win for some fucking reason. Also, I had no idea that it said St. Jude in the Liberty Bell as part of the Liberty Bowl logo here.
Mhm.
Nice touch. I'm not looking forward to getting that shoved down my throat at the game either, though.
It's valid. I hate to say that's valid, but that is
That can
very
go
scarily
a lot
valid.
of directions. I'm not saying
I've
it's
said
moving
worse
on.
things on this show. Fuck off.
I mean, I've said worse things on the show too, but
the first of
whatever.
the Big Ten SEC matchups.
Yeah, this is a Goodyear Cotton Bowl Classic. This is a New Year's Six Bowl, which will be played a couple of days before New Year's. What's
Standard.
the actual fuck college football? Big
This is
East
how it
shit
was. Me and Tug went to the Cotton Bowl when Memphis played Penn State a couple of years ago. Same thing. It was played on like the 30th, I think. So a little bit closer, but still, it was a New Year's Six Bowl game.
Is it
not
because
on
the
New Year's.
NFL? Because that weekend, the Saturday, Sunday is actually the 31st and the 1st? Or the... I don't know. I have to look at the dates. But I wonder if it has to do with deconflicting with NFL schedules is basically what I'm driving at.
I don't believe so because we have a lot of fucking college football games on the first. So, I mean,
The first
fuck
might be the
NFL.
Monday. I
It
don't
is a
know.
Monday because
It is.
Christmas is on a Monday.
Yeah,
Whatever.
you're right. Whatever. We're
all
taking the
picking Ohio
Buckeyes.
State, which I feel really stupid in doing, but also I'm not going to pick against Ohio State. Here's the thing: Missouri's
Take
going to
note,
be
Tug.
excited to be here. Missouri's going to be excited to be here. Ohio State's not, which scares the shit out of me. Also, I don't know who's playing, so that'll be
I
interesting.
just hate Missouri.
Yeah.
It's that simple.
I met a guy today who's a Missouri Tigers fan. I was like,
I meet
holy
people
fucking shit. Y'all
every
exist.
day.
That's insane.
Y'all
You live in
exist.
Missouri.
I know it's unfortunate.
No, I
It
live in
really
Missouri.
sucks because they're either Missouri fans or they're Kansas fans. It fucking sucks.
You gotta get some SEMO fan friends, I guess.
It,
That'd be more
Missouri
bearable.
State would be the more logical one with where I'm at.
Well,
Digressing.
still. The Chick-fil-A Peach Bowl is up next on
The
December
longest
30, which would
sponsored
make a
bowl,
lot
as
more
we
fucking
learned.
sense. Instead of the fucking 29th for a New Year's Six game, we have on the 30th at least, not the 31st, but close enough, closer. Chick-fil-A Peach Bowl. So I learned this relatively recently. Chick-fil-A is the longest running name sponsor of any bowl game. They've been the sponsor of the Peach Bowl since 1997. And it became the Chick-fil-A Bowl from like 06 to 2013. And then in 2014, when we got the playoff, it got renamed to the Chick-fil-A Peach Bowl. I remember the name change from the Chick-fil-A Bowl to the Chick-fil-A Peach Bowl. And I was like, what the fuck? They're getting rid of the Chick-fil-A Bowl. That's terrible. But now, going back, I'm realizing that actually it was the Peach Bowl all along, and I'm stupid.
So I have an answer for you. I know why your game's on the 29th.
I don't care.
It's because the Cowboys play at home on the 30th. Just
Okay,
to
that's
anger
still
you a
not
little
the
bit more.
fucking first.
Right.
Yeah, but doesn't Jerry World host at least one of those games that's
I don't.
the actual CFP
Hey,
game?
you know what's really fucking crazy? The Cotton Bowl's still fucking open and they use it every goddamn year for the fucking Red River rivalry. So why the fuck is it not there?
Because Jerry World is paying way more money to have it there.
Also, the semifinals are not in Jerry World.
Okay.
So, fuck
It
your
would only
theory,
be there.
fuck
I'm pretty
you
sure it
for
would only
saying
be
that,
there
because
if
I
the
don't
Cotton
care.
Bowl was a semifinal game.
Yeah.
Because the semifinals are still whatever fucking rotating New Year's Six Bowl.
Y'all are picking Penn State. I'm picking Ole Miss just because. I knew you wouldn't pick Ole Miss, Bug. So
Yeah. You had to
trying
be
it out.
there. Yeah.
Trying it out. Lane Kiffin did just get an extension, didn't he?
Yeah, he did. All right, I thought of another joke there. I'm not going to say.
Nope.
Transperfect.
Nope. Fucking say it.
It's better than the head coach of the next SEC team we're going to be talking about, Auburn, who got extended by his assistant. And then got fired. We're talking about Auburn and Maryland in the Transperfect Music City Bowl, which I'll be at this game too. Looking forward to that in Nashville, Tennessee. Back-to-back days of back-to-back bowl games for me. Looking forward to that. I'm picking the Tigers because Maryland is not good.
Yeah,
I'm
it's
picking
December.
Maryland. I'm picking Maryland because the Tigers are not good unless they're playing Georgia or Alabama.
Fair. This is a Tagovailoa, at least tangentially related to the Maryland program at this point. I don't think he's playing. But there was a Tagovailoa who played at Alabama as well. And Talia actually started at Alabama. So that connection in itself is going to make Auburn play very well.
I just
Does
like
that
the
make
idea
sense?
of taking Tigers on back-to-back days. I don't know. It makes me happy for some reason.
Fear the turtle.
If you were trying to play a country song, would you rather have a tiger next to you or a turtle?
Turtle. Turtles remind me of fishing.
Bug. Tiger or turtle?
I'd rather have a tiger next to me.
Damn right. Fucking Auburn, send it.
Send it, baby.
The Capital One Orange Bowl in Miami Gardens, Florida. This
Florida.
is Georgia, Florida State, which probably should have been a playoff game in and of itself, if the playoff were the right size. But A, the playoff's not the right size. B, Florida State got fucked out of the playoff. And C, Georgia lost to Alabama. So get fucked, Georgia.
Which fucked Florida State out of the playoffs.
Right. Also, I still actually think that Georgia is better than Florida State. So even though I hate it, I'm picking Georgia to win this game.
I think that talent-wise, you're probably correct, but I also think Florida State has a little bit of a chip on their shoulder, and they're going to come out like a
A
different team.
little bit of a chip on their shoulder.
Okay, a lot of bit of a chip on their shoulder.
It's so much of a chip on their shoulder, they have a board of trustees meeting tomorrow to talk about moving on from the ACC. So literally tomorrow, as we're live right now, which means Friday morning, which means as you're listening to this, if you're listening on audio or YouTube after the fact.
I run the Twitter.
Yes.
I think I speak for all of us, and if I don't, correct me. I fully support Florida State boycotting this game at the last possible second to fuck ESPN, the Hard Rock Stadium, Capital One, Orange Bowl. Fuck all of them so hard because they won't be able to fucking fill the spot. I fully support it, and I will crown them national champions.
Here's my issue with that, is they'll get sued to hell and back. And I don't want that to happen, Florida State, because that probably means the Big Ten's going to pay for it, actually. And I don't want to lose all that money. So please don't do that, actually.
I fully support a boycott. However, if we do decide to play this game, I'm going to ride with Mike Norvell, our coach of the year, and the Florida State Seminoles, the national champions, if they win, of 2023.
Bro, you hate on UCF for pulling that bullshit so much.
Here's the fucking issue. The SEC wants to sit there on their fucking high horse about how great all their fucking teams are. Oh, well, FSU just beat Louisville for their championship, who lost to Kentucky. You just talked about how great your fucking conference is from top to fucking bottom because you're sucking your own fucking farts all the goddamn time. Fucking FSU deserves to be in the playoff, and this is fucking horseshit.
I agree.
Did LSU?
UCF? Fuck no. Fuck no, UCF did not deserve to be in. And that's why they fucking weren't. You know why? Because the fucking American Athletic Conference was fucking dog shit. It was 10 times worse than it is now, and it fucking sucks now.
Welcome to the most
ACC is
recent
going to be
iteration
so
of our
much
Stitch
better.
Pitch that was unplanned, and I am here for it.
The ACC is going to be so much better with Cal, Stanford, and SMU in it. It's going to be so much better. Can't wait for that.
I don't blame Florida State for wanting to fucking leave.
They were already in talks about it anyway, but now they're going to do it in an emergency type fashion. Fuck you, we gone.
Barstool Sports Arizona Bowl. This game is on the CW. It's also being streamed on Barstool. But for the first time ever, the Barstool Bowl is going to be streamed on network television as well, which Dave Portnoy found out via Twitter.
In a weird fashion.
This is Toledo against Wyoming. I have no reason to pick against Toledo here. I actually like Toledo a lot this year.
You made this pick after I did, though.
That is true. That didn't actually influence my pick here. I had the bowl thought of, I think Toledo's going to win. Yet this is a bowl on the CW. I need to do the opposite of what I actually think is going to happen.
I can't pick against two Pistol Petes in the same show, and I wanted to see Tug's reaction.
Wyoming's got a decent team. I'm picking Toledo because I think Toledo is a better team without a new coach coming in. Yeah, I'm taking to me, this is the safe pick. It's still dangerous. It's not at home for Wyoming. I'll take Toledo.
And you hate Wyoming. Don't lie. It's okay.
No, I absolutely do, but that's not why I'm not picking them.
Sco boys. That's what I say. The Relia Quest Bowl, which is not a New Year's Six Bowl, but gets to be played on the first and not the Cotton Bowl for some fucking stupid ass reason. This is Wisconsin against LSU. I'm picking Wisconsin simply because I don't know.
This is the second bowl game that Raymond James Stadium hosts, but they're not going to play jump around. So, like, LSU.
Look, the SEC is going to stumble into a bowl win somewhere. I think it's going to be this one.
Look, LSU is going to be favored by a lot. I wouldn't be surprised if they're like 3 touchdown favorites in this game. Also, I'm picking Wisconsin. Fuck LSU. The Verbo Fiesta Bowl. It's State Farm Stadium in Glendale, Arizona. This is our group of 5 representative in the New Year's Six Bowls. Liberty up against the Pac-12 runners-up in the Oregon Ducks, who lost to Washington twice on the season. Those are the only 2 losses on their record. Liberty is undefeated, and if they win this game, will have just as much claim to a national championship as UCF did back in 2017, and I will absolutely recognize them as national champions.
Oregon or bust. Look,
Yeah.
Liberty might be 13-0, but they've also played like
They had
Somebody?
the worst strength of schedule in college football.
no, in the FBS. I would venture to say that they weren't even at the top of the FCS. I think there were some FCS
They
teams with harder
certainly
strength
weren't
of
at the top of
schedules.
the FCS.
Right.
They had the worst strength of schedule. However, I do feel a little bad for them, for people going out of their way and saying, oh, well, they didn't fucking play anybody. It's like, well, this is
Nor did
here
Georgia.
for a group of 5 team, a group of 5 champion, and guess what? They were the only undefeated one. So yeah, it hurts, but they certainly deserve this. I'm glad to actually see a team getting what they fucking earned into the fucking game they're supposed to fucking be in. So I'm gonna let them have their chance. Fuck. I'm not calling them national because their strength of schedule is fucking ass.
And for me, show me the O face. That's what I say. Picking the Ducks. The Cheez-It Citrus Bowl, because that makes sense in Camping World Stadium in Orlando, Florida. This is Iowa, Tennessee.
I am willing to bet Tennessee scores more than 14 points. Therefore, Tennessee wins.
Look, I knew Bud was never going to pick Tennessee, but I was always going to pick Iowa no matter who they were playing because it's funny.
We're going to see Iowa, Doug's future employer, have a punter break the NCAA record for punting yards, and it's going to be glorious, and he's going to lead them to victory because Tennessee is going to commit 5 safeties, and that's going to be your final 10-0 off of 5 safeties.
No. It's going to be 14-14 overtime. 2 touchdowns for Tennessee.
7 safeties for Iowa.
and two Iowa touchdowns for Iowa. That's what I need to have happen here. 4 safeties, 2 field goals, and 2 touchdowns for Tennessee. It'd be glorious. And then overtime, it's ended by a safety. They get safetied 75 yards the other way.
Oh my God.
That's okay.
I need it to happen.
I mean, it's happened. I've seen somebody punt a fumble halfway down the field. So 3rd and goal from their own 7.
Oh, man. So the playoff semifinals now. 2 bowl games remaining here. This is the Rose Bowl game presented by Prudential, because they had to be special and put the corporate sponsor last because it's the Rose Bowl and they feel that high about themselves. Alabama against Michigan here. I'm not picking team up north. I will not do it.
I think there's networks behind you because, I think Michigan might be the more talented team. And this is going to tip off my next pick, and I don't care. I think there's more interest from the networks in an Alabama-Texas national championship. I think that's why they worked them both in there. And I hate to sound it like I'm saying the fix is in, but in this case, how it's going,
the fix is in.
I think the fix is in.
But here's what you didn't account for. Michigan has all their fucking signs.
No, they don't. Did you watch Michigan's reaction when they found out they got Alabama, not Florida State? They sent their scouts to the wrong fucking team.
Probably.
So
Also, Nick Saban just hired one of Michigan's staffers.
this is also true.
Literally, it just happened. It's glorious. I'm picking Alabama because fuck Michigan.
I'm picking Michigan because as much as I agree with you, Tug, I really want them to be the ones to fuck it all up. Because I hate to bring
for me.
Well,
That's why I
no.
like it.
I hate to bring football into it, but fuck it. We'll go to our next games. I do like Texas more than Washington. And I hate to bring football. I like to bring football analysis into a football podcast. I just like Texas more. And if somebody's going to fuck up the dream scenario for ESPN, it has to be Michigan because I do think Texas is just a legitimately better team.
That's where I disagree. I think with Michael Penix and everything, I think Washington is the better team. But ESPN
Are you trying to get fined by the Big 12, Doug? You can't do that.
Yes, I am.
Look, Texas isn't in the Big 12 anymore. They've already played their final game. We can do this all day now.
Until the SEC decides it's a fine.
That is not true. They're still technically in the Big 12 for like another couple months.
But they're not playing any more games, so nobody else is going to get fined for doing this.
Fucking horse down, baby.
And ESPN got 2 SEC teams into the playoff, just like they wanted.
Well,
and 2 Big 10 teams. Yeah. It's the power 2.
I picked these based off the fix being in. It's the storyline is too good for me to see them passing up in any way. I don't like it, but it's going to be a Texas-Alabama rematch. Alabama's going to take it. That's just my prediction.
Look, I called this at the beginning of the season, and we're not picking the national championship in this episode of the podcast, but I'm just telling you who I'm going to pick now. I called this at the very beginning of the year when they lost to Texas. I saw this happening. Alabama was absolutely going to turn this around, win the SEC, get in the playoffs on some bullshit. I said that too. Get in the playoffs on some bullshit, win the whole damn thing, and everybody's going to be like, oh, holy shit, Alabama deserved to be there fucking sucking Nick Saban's cock. Like they do all the time anyway. But still, Alabama's absolutely going to win. The easiest path for that to happen is if Washington upsets Texas, which doesn't look like it should be an upset because Washington's 13-0 and Texas is 12-1, and also Washington's a higher ranked team. I do think this would be a little bit of an upset because Texas is more talented in some really key position groups, although I think Washington on offense is probably better overall than Texas's offense. And Washington's offensive line just won the best offensive line in the country award for the Joe Moore, whoever hands out the Joe Moore award. I don't even know who does it. But that's cool. Love that. Picking Washington, partially because of that and partially because horns down. And this would be the easiest way for Alabama to fulfill their destiny of winning the national championship after losing a game, which is like the best way they have to do that. They still haven't figured out how to be 15-0 national champions, Alabama. I don't expect that will happen in the 14 playoff era, which comes to a close this year.
Well, then it's definitely not happening.
All of their national championships in the playoff era will have had one loss in that regular season. It's happening again. It's on. Writing's been on the wall ever since that loss to Texas. We all knew it. We just didn't want to admit it. It's here. It's happening. Yep.
All right, so we got some links down below. It's been a wild show.
Yep.
Doug,
We
before I
talk
get
as little football as possible. You're welcome.
Yeah.
Doug, I don't know what's going on. Your camera's real out of focus right now.
Yeah, that's cool.
All right, we got some links. They'll be linked down below. I'm going to go ahead and read them off for you. We got patreon.com/btfootball, twitch.com/bigdudesinthetrenches, x.com/btfootball, facebook.com/btfootball, instagram.com/bt_football, bdtfootball.com, mailbox at bdtfootball.com, youtube.com/@bigdudesinthetrenches, and our Discord, which will always be linked below. Doug, I love that you're dancing with my head nods as I'm reading these for my points of emphasis. It is
I wasn't
absolutely
dancing with you at all. I was
fantastic.
dancing on my own. Dancing.
Either
by
way, I enjoyed it because I was dancing too
myself,
with the head
dancing
nod.
with myself.
Bug, you got a joke for
Stop.
us?
We're gonna get pulled down for copyright infringement there, Doug.
I'm not
Jeez.
that good of a singer. Holy shit.
I don't know. You're pretty close.
You know, we ended on a pretty sour note talking about our tinfoil
The
hats and how
inevitability of Alabama. Yeah.
Yeah. So I've got a joke. I've got a Scrooge joke for you. Why did Scrooge keep a pet lamb?
Why?
Because it would say "Bah humbug."
I've never heard a lamb go humbug, you know? Bah, I get, but where the fuck? How's the lamb saying humbug? You know? Don't make no sense.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, that is clearly, very clearly, all the time we have on the show today.
It is
Thank
not.
you for watching. Is it not? Now I'm confused.
Let me back in here real quick. So Tug read you the links on X. Follow us on X. Be like Coach Greg Gattuso of UAlbany. Shout out to the UAlbany staff. Got the fucking vice president of operations up there liking our tweets and shit. Be like UAlbany, dope as fuck, and following us on X.
Yeah, be cool. Follow us on X. But that is now hopefully all we have for time on the show today. Thank you for watching and or listening. And just remember, you can't win a game if you can't win in the trenches.